So just to introduce our guests here, Chris McIlduff is from the Miller Group in the UK. He's been using Alfresco for a number of years. You build community housing, right?
Residential housing.
Sorry, can I get maybe a microphone, actually? Do you have a handheld? Great. Thanks, Richard. Great. Is it on? Perfect.
Thanks. Yeah, residential. Our business consists largely of a construction business. So we build hospitals, schools, office blocks, and housing, residential housing. We have some other parts of the business, but those two account for the majority of it. But by definition, what we do there is we collaborate with different partners. So we might be involved in building a hospital, and there would be a number of different partners that would be involved in that project. So collaboration for us has a kind of internal context, and then on a project-by-project basis, we have different groups of people who would collaborate.
Super. And so Denis Louet from Saint-Gobain,
yes.
Also habitat
Yes.
construction, I believe?
Yes, exactly. So Saint-Gobain is the world leader, in fact, in habitat sector. We are, in fact, producing building materials. So
Great.
we have some innovative solutions for all the construction building sector, yes.
Excellent. And then we have someone to insure everybody for life insurance. So from the P&V group, we have Bart van Boel.
Oh, yeah.
I hope
Van
I said
Boel.
Van Boel.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
sorry about that. Could you explain a little bit about your
Yeah,
business?
we're a Belgium-based insurance company. We sell life and non-life insurance, and we're a cooperative insurance company. So yeah, we don't have to pay out on our shareholders. We can focus on our clients.
Focus on the clients. Excellent. So I have 3 questions I'd like to ask you. So first is going to be, how do you use Alfresco in your business and how does it help? Second one is going to be, do you have a hybrid strategy or a mobile strategy or both? And lastly, what do you do around legal compliance and records management? So would you like to start? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Great.
no problem. We use Alfresco since beginning of 2008, and our main functionality we use it for is our digital archive. And I'm in fact a big believer that we can enhance quality and lower costs, and I think the digital archives are the example of where we can do this. We can have every document at hand in a very cost-effective manner. So, and in fact, we now have about 80 million documents we manage by Alfresco in our archives.
How many come in each day?
Well, between 15 and 30,000.
Oh my gosh, amazing. What about sort of the hybrid? I mean, you saw Doug's presentation on that. We see many companies looking at applications or storage or content moving to the cloud or on-prem. How about that for you?
Yeah, we have a clear cloud strategy, and we believe that we look into the cloud if it delivers value. So we have outsourced our mainframe, so that's in a private cloud. But we have a lot of legislation to comply to. So if we want to use cloud, we don't do it because we want cloud. We do it because we see a reason to use it. We're a Salesforce.com user, but we didn't choose Salesforce.com because it was cloud. We chose it because it was, for us, the best CRM package. And yeah, with Salesforce you don't have a choice, it's cloud. And in fact we're the first company in financial company in Belgium that has approval from the National Bank to use Salesforce.com, because there are strict rules about outsourcing, and cloud is considered as outsourcing for us.
Great. I'm going to circle back to records management in a minute for you. Okay. But could you tell us a little bit about how you're using Alfresco, Denis?
Yes. So Saint-Gobain is an international company. So we exist in over 60 countries. So we are speaking lots of languages, and we are, in fact, we are working also in transversal teams across the companies. So we have a need to share documents between those teams constantly. So that's why we started to use in 2008 in Saint-Gobain. And the goal is to put all the reference documents inside of our instances. In fact, we have several instances today in Saint-Gobain. We are using 3 instances. In fact, those instances cover all the world. We have users from Asia-Pac countries, we have users from European countries, and we have users from US. The main goal is to share documents and also put all the reference documents inside the system, so all the users will have access to all of those important documents from Alfresco, from our portal, and from our other systems that we are using today. So we have made some integrations with our other systems. Some of the users might not even know that behind those there's Alfresco, but they are using it. So I think it's a success.
Yeah, great.
In Saint-Gobain.
Do you put 3 instances around the globe, or are they all located in?
Yes.
How does it look? How does it look around the? Where are they based?
In fact, one of them is in France, other is in China, and other instance is also in France, but it is dedicated to share documents with partners. So even if we have today cloud, it's a recent concept, even if it exists during a while now in the world, but for Saint-Gobain, because of some security reasons and because of the, I guess, the vision of the people, it's a kind of recent for us. It's new for us, so we started to use it, but we are not using it as we might use in some years, I guess.
You think so? There's a bubbling up from the users.
There is a need, yes. There's a need. There are some business who started to use it, in fact, and they like it.
Okay.
So we are planning to put it in motion. In fact, we are planning to diffuse it for other Saint-Gobain activities, but today it's not used in general for all Saint-Gobain companies.
Okay. Fantastic.
But mobile is
Coming?
it's already used, in fact.
How do they use mobile?
It's mostly marketing and sales teams who started to use mobile.
iPad?
Yes, iPads.
Yeah?
Today iPads, so we have tablets. Today it's iPads, but maybe tomorrow we will have some other kinds of tablets. But it's mostly iPads, yes.
And is it so that the sales and marketing materials are kept up to date, and so they have the latest?
Exactly. That's it.
Interesting. We're seeing that a lot in the industry, where sales and marketing, you know, they say that the marketing budgets are going to equal the IT budgets, and they're already going that way because it's such an IT-intensive activity, marketing is today. So fantastic. No, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Chris, do you want to speak a little bit about your use case?
Yeah, so sounds a bit loud. So our business is similar in that documents, sharing documents, be they drawings or what have you, is critical to us. So we started on a journey with Alfresco, essentially to bring all of the documents back into a single repository. Now, we're not there yet, but we kind of started out with a combination of other content management platforms, local file servers, and more recently we've seen construction-centric cloud-based offerings kind of creep into our business. So what we're trying to do with Alfresco is create a single repository for documents that we can then start to layer on top functions that allow us to focus on business processes through collaboration. So we're responsible for designing and building, buildings for our clients. We might have some internal collaboration and business process around that would have to go through and make some of that content available to partners. So, we're not there yet. We've encountered a few bumps along the way, a few challenges, but we're, ultimately where we want to get to is a single repository that allows us to start, incorporating more process into the basic function of sharing documents. And, cloud and mobile are going to be a massive part of that. we use Salesforce in our business extensively just now, so that's pretty mature in terms of that aspect of cloud. In some of our construction projects, we're using cloud from other third parties to collaborate on documents when they get through certain parts of the process. So mobile and cloud hybrid for us will be pretty important going forward.
Would it be safe to say that with the 3 customers that are up here, that, I mean, if I look at our business and I do a survey of our customers, and I did that in the United States, we're going to do that in Europe as well, document management was number 1. That was definitely, and I'm hearing that here. Second was collaboration. I'm hearing that as well. Third was case management, actually. And fourth was scanning and imaging, archiving. So it's all represented up here. I'm also hearing you say that the business drivers, whether it's partners or customers, you're going to have to adopt a cloud strategy at some point, further with content. Is that right in general? Do you see that? Just because of, well, why? Is it because of ease of use for the end user, or because of cost associated, or both? Or I don't know if you could speak a little bit to that.
I think easy use, and certainly for us, I mean, we've got that aspect of we start and we finish the projects, so we're turning over projects, we might have 100 projects across housing and construction, live at any one time. So, the ability to incorporate new groups of partners into that collaboration model, we think cloud's going to support that, aim.
I could listen to your accent all day long. I love it. It's fantastic. At the risk of exposing us here, but can you just speak a little bit about what Alfresco can do a little bit better for you as a vendor to you?
Yeah, let me go first.
Be gentle.
Yeah, I'll be gentle. Well, I mean, as I alluded to earlier when I talked about a bumpy ride, it certainly, I've been in the fortunate position of not being in our business throughout that whole bumpy ride. So if I'm limping and ugly looking, it's not all as a result of that. But, I guess the challenges we have encountered, if I characterize them, they would be, we've had some issues with, not great advice throughout that journey early on. So our architecture that we have in place, and the combination of architecture and the software has evolved. Then kind of following on from that, we've encountered what to us have been product-related issues. So we've seen various disruptions to our business, that come back to bugs in product. So we've probably been slowed down significantly as a result of those two things. And then, we started out, originally working with a partner, and then more recently started working with Alfresco directly. And then, I think it's probably fair to say that a combination of us and the Alfresco service team have been overwhelmed by the things that have impacted us. So, we're a premier customer. We have the TAM model. We've not used any of that to look at how we can proactively develop Alfresco to help us support our business. So we see some progress, and we see light at the end of the tunnel. But we would certainly want Alfresco to work with us to give us in the IT community, but more importantly, the people in the business, confidence that product quality and service performance are going to continue to improve.
Are you seeing improvements?
Yes. Small steps, but certainly
we're
yes.
on a positive trajectory.
I hope so.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Chris. Would you like to speak about how we can enhance your experience better?
We have seen also some improvements too. And some hot topics for us was workflows in Alfresco. But we are working with your teams about that, so we are happy about that. We are waiting for to use those workflows soon, so I hope that it will be available soon. And other than that, in mobile app we are expecting some also improvements, some flexibility, some more options maybe. But other than that, we like using Alfresco. We like because it's simple to use, so we want it to be like that. In fact, simple, flexible for our users. So we don't have to give any trainings to our users. So
Great. Is it smart? Is it smart? Just
Yes, I guess. I think so.
great, great.
Yes.
That's good. What would you say we could do to improve the experience for you?
Well, I think you already started, but listen to the customer a bit more, because we're an Alfresco customer since beginning of 2008, and it's just 3 weeks ago, I think, I met the first Alfrescan, as Doug likes to call them, and I think with other software vendors, I have a different relationship.
Great advice.
They don't have to be there every month or every week, but once a year would be nice, and just hear our story, and so you can, yeah. But that's what Doug said in the introduction. See what the customers are doing with the product, and how you can improve it to do that even better.
Good. No, it's a big push for ours. I mean, Doug, when he first came here, said that the customer focus is going to be #1. I myself, I have customers myself on the west coast of the United States, and I visited them, and same thing, they hadn't seen anybody for a long time. So a big push is to go visit the customers, #1, listen to them, work with them, and help them, and we have enough people to do that. So expect we will be by your side through this. How about something good with Alfresco? Can you give some things where we're either showing improvement or you find it a positive experience, so we can share that?
Well, I think we're a happy Alfresco user for a number of years. So we see a lot of improvements. Performance is important for us. We see new features. We can't always implement them at once. But no, I think it's on a good path. I'm still happy that we're working with Alfresco.
Good, good. Are you going to go to 4.2? Anybody? Have you looked at that? Maybe?
Have we looked at that? Okay.
Yeah. I know you're on 4.02 now. Are you thinking about 4.2? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Cool.
upgrade in some.
Good. It's beautiful, actually. I've seen it. So, and 2.1 Records Manager is pretty cool too. So, great. Alfresco Work Desk. Have you guys checked that out?
We've seen the presentation. I was quite happy with what I saw, because the integration with Office is one
nice.
of the things that would help us if it would be a bit better. And Workdesk seems to have this.
It does. It's great. I mean, you can work in Office and you don't have to know. I call it when you fly on a 747, you don't realize how complicated that machine is. You just get on and you fly. And that's the user experience that people want nowadays. They work in email and they work in file share. They don't want to have to work inside of a content management system. And Office Workdesk and the integrations with Office tools, Excel or PowerPoint or Word, is linked with Alfresco. So it's quite nice, as you've described, Bart. Anything you'd like to add? Great. Chris?
No, I'll not add too much. No, I think we have seen some progress on the service side. You know, certainly performance greatly improved. So we've got some little niggles. I guess what I would say is that we are, you know, we see huge amounts of potential, and our frustration in part is that we've not been able to, you know, almost get to the start gate to unleash some of that potential because of some of the things that have slowed us down. So we're optimistic.
We'll get you there, I promise.
We'll hold you to that.
Absolutely. Right here. You saw it on stage. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your experiences with us today. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.